SBTV is brought to you by the Dakota Dunes Casino, located just 20 minutes south of Saskatoon on Highway 219. For more information, visit dakotadunescasino.com.
Hey everybody, and welcome to SBTV on SaskatoonBlades.com. I'm Dave Thomas, your host, and this year for the inaugural version, we had 11 players going to NHL camps from your Saskatoon Blades. We're lucky enough to have 5 with us to kick things off, and we're going to ask them everything that you want to know about going to the NHL. And first off, we'll start with goaltender Adam Morrison. He was in the camp of the Philadelphia Flyers, and first of all, Adam, tell me a little bit, what's the number one thing that you're going to take back to the Saskatoon Blades this year from Philadelphia?
Well, I think the work ethic that the older players demonstrated was, superb, and to learn from that and get to watch that every day, it's something special.
Now, Bert Gallimore, you were with the Edmonton Oilers, your hometown team. It's obviously a team I'm sure that you grew up watching. What did it mean to be there around that Oiler emblem?
It was really cool growing up watching the Oilers, going to games with my dad and stuff. So to be there, and the first time I put the jersey on, I got a lot of jitters. But it was an unreal experience, and I took a lot away from it, but to be in my hometown for an NHL camp was unreal also.
Captain Derek Kulak was also with the Edmonton Oilers, paired with Bert Gallimore and even Milan Kitnar, a couple of Blades that went to that camp. You're an older guy, really you are the guy that amplifies leadership here in the Saskatoon Blades, but you go there, and of course you're a rookie. It's a total role reversal. Did you find that difficult at all?
I mean, yes and no. Obviously, being the captain back here, you develop a little bit of leadership skills. So you obviously try to bring that into a camp like that. But at the other end, you are one of the young guys, so you gotta respect what the older guys say, what the older guys do, and just try to chip in whenever you can.
Galen Patterson was with the Calgary Flames, actually drafted by the Flames in this last spring's NHL entry draft. And at this time of year, a lot of people ask, who are the guys last year that made the team go? And Galen Patterson was one of the guys that came in last year, and you really elevated your game. The Flames obviously like that. What was the whole experience like getting drafted and being noticed by the Flames, because they were definitely following in the latter months of the season?
Well, Dave, it was awesome. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. The Flames organization is just really unbelievable. And, it's been my favorite team since I was just a little guy, so I really couldn't ask for anything better, and I'm really happy with that, and happy with the way the season went, and look forward to this year.
Travis Toomey perhaps went the furthest as far as geographical locations for teams, down with the Atlanta Thrashers. You were working out with them, and you actually made it, we were kidding around, on the cover of NHL.com. You're on the homepage, and because you were with somebody else, is that what you want to say because of that?
Well, yeah, it was just a warm-up shot, and I was standing right beside Evander Kane, so I like to say that they were shooting him, and I just kind of got into the background. But it was definitely really cool to get a picture of myself, put up on NHL.com, save the page, got it saved on the computer so you can always show everybody. They probably won't believe me ever, but the whole experience was just awesome, and taking nothing but good things back here to Saskatoon.
You go to an NHL camp, and guys that go to the NHL, or even at this level, they get to meet somebody that will stand out, whether it's a member of the team staff, whether it's another player or a veteran that you grew up watching. I'm going to ask each one of you guys a guy that maybe that you met that you never thought you would. Adam?
There's a couple of those. I was pretty in awe of Ray Emery, even though most people think he's a bit of a hothead and whatnot. He's a pretty down to earth guy when you meet him. But him and Joey Cullen, it was pretty cool to meet him. The first American-born players to reach such a high point of scoring 500 goals in the National Hockey League was a pretty big honor.
Bert Gallimore, you mentioned it, your hometown team, so obviously there was probably some heroes kicking around. The Oilers are famous for their tradition. Any faces that you noticed right away?
Yeah, the first day we got there, I met Kelly Buchberger, and he was part of the dynasty when they were unreal, not so much anymore. But to meet him was really cool, and he taught us a lot, and he ran our practices, so it was really good.
Derek, same question for you.
I mean, there was obviously a lot of people there that were, pretty exciting to meet. I think the Oilers have an unbelievable coaching staff this year, so being able to meet people like Pat Quinn and Tom Rennie, and like Burke said, Kelly Buchberger was pretty cool. Another cool person to meet was Joey Moss, one of the trainers there. Seen a lot of commercials about him and things like that, and just seeing what he does for that organization and what he represents, it was definitely a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, for me, I mean, meeting the Siders was something in itself. They're a pretty famous hockey family, and other than that, I saw Jerome McGinley, Oli Okinen, and that was pretty amazing because they're pretty big hockey stars, and big when I was younger, definitely big idols of mine. So yeah, it was nice to meet them also.
For myself, I was pretty fortunate to be at the NHL tournaments. So there's 8 teams there, and there's a lot of great hockey minds all around. Like I saw Mark Messier, Joe Nieuwendyk, Al McInnes, Ed Belfour, and there's just everybody was offering advice on everything that you had to ask as a question in that. So it was just kind of cool to be in the same presence of them, seeing them in the workplace and the intensity that they brought to every time you're stepping on the ice.
Well, terrific. We're going to ask one more question of the guys because practice is coming up as they get prepared for another great season of Saskatoon Blades hockey. Adam, you're going to be the goaltender this year for the Blades. You're following in the steps of a guy that holds all kinds of records for the team now in Braden Holtby. You actually got a chance to meet him in the NHL in a game against him when he was playing for Washington, you for Philadelphia. Tell me about the game. Was it odd seeing him at the other end of the ice?
Well, it was pretty much just like practice all last year. We battled and competed against each other in practice, and pushed each other to be that much better. And to see him wearing another jersey and at the other end during a game, it was a cool experience and a lot of fun. So.
Burke, there's 2 ways you can look at an NHL camp. It can either serve to inspire you to go ahead and realize what you need to achieve if you want to play at that level. It can also maybe be a bit of a wow factor and have you step back. What do you take out of your camp?
I learned a lot there, like what it takes to play in the NHL, the commitment, the work ethic, and everything. So that's mostly what I'm taking back here, and the time and effort they put in every day is just unreal. So I'm going to try and do that this season and hopefully get a little bit closer.
Derek, you were also at the Oiler camp. Obviously, a lot of banners in their rafters. A new banner going to be raised to the rafter here at Credit Union Center. Obviously, a source of pride. But does it change the way you come into the season? Last year, this team had everything to prove. Now you've been to an Oiler camp. Does it change at all for you, the goals, not only team, but also individually for yourself?
I definitely don't think it changes my approach, really. I just take what I can from the experience of being up there at an NHL camp. The pace is pretty high. There's a lot of good players up there. So, personally, just try to bring that pace back here, that little bit of that work ethic, saw what it's all about. And, like you said, we did have a good season last year, but, that was last season. We got a lot to prove this year. And, in my opinion, we got a little bit of a target on our back. So, we're going to have to kind of embrace that, and teams will be ready for us. We just need to be that much better.
Speaking of targets on his back, Galen Patterson, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to surprise anybody anymore with your speed. You just cranked up a notch last year. Now, not only do you have that speed, not only do you have the statistics that you put up last year, but also you've got the pressure of being an NHL draft pick. Do you feel that going into the year?
Well, a little bit, obviously. I think guys might be a little bit more aware of who gets drafted and who to watch out there. But, I'm pretty confident that with the line mates I have and with the team we have, we'll have a great season. And, I just got to keep skating hard and keep working hard, and I'm sure we'll do fine.
Finally, Travis, of course you got a taste of the NHL with Atlanta, but this community is just going to be hockey crazy. The NHL New York Islanders are here right now. World Juniors are coming up, and let's not forget the Memorial Cup is going to be played in Brandon this year. Any extra motivation with all those events going on in and around this building?
Yeah, well, I think you just got to be excited for hockey in Saskatchewan and in the Western League this year. Like, there's just so much going on, and to be part of that and like a main event, we're going to be playing the main focus for the majority of the season, and then all the highlights like the World Juniors and the Memorial Cup and that. It's something to get the fans excited, and when they're going, it gets us going a little bit more. So it's going to be a fun year of hockey for sure.
So there you go. Again, our thanks to our guests, Travis Toomey, Galen Patterson, Derek Hulak, Burke Gallimore, and Adam Morrison for joining us on SBTV here at SaskatoonBlades.com.